Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 8 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as the Julii. Last time we saw the defeat of the Gallic king due to a pretty, I want to say lucky, or should I say unlucky? I don't know how to call that battle. It was a weird one, but the main part of the army, like the entire army, essentially was controlled by the AI. It was confusing circumstances at the time. I thought that I was going to control that army, and it still remains a little bit befuddling as to why and how that happened. I talked a little bit about this in my Egypt campaign, but just so that I can sort of keep things on one track in case you are not watching the Egypt campaign. Something that I did kind of look up after I had recorded that episode was that perhaps it had to do with the fact that it was my... Well, what I read was that armies that are commanded by generals would not be controllable by the human as reinforcements. It would only be like armies that are controlled by or led by a captain, essentially, would be reinforcements. It's a little bit weird, because for sure in that last episode I did fight a battle over here where I was fighting against rebels, and I did have, it was you actually, Quintus Julius was the reinforcement. And then it was my faction heir who was the overall leader of the battle, but I was able to control both of them. So I'm wondering if there's a hierarchy system involved in this. Like, in this case, clearly the captain of the Town Watch that I was commanding would not be leading the faction leader himself, Flavius Julius. Maybe that had something to do with it. It's a little bit weird. Also, it has been suggested that maybe when I was looking at the... like the army details in the actual screen itself, when I sort of could select whether or not I'm controlling the reinforcements or not, whether or not that messed something up as well. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to keep trying and keep seeing how this works. Definitely not, you know, that's a scary thing when it happens. In this case, it ended up, the AI won the battle for me. They lost 3 of my characters in that battle, which is a devastating loss. Initially, upon initial review, like I'd only lost maybe 200 and something soldiers in that battle and you know, killed over 1,000. So I thought, yay, that's a lot. But I don't know if that was counting the entire general's bodyguard units that are lost along with that character. So even if not that many men in the bodyguard units themselves have died, that entire bodyguard unit is lost once that character is dead. And that's a big loss. I mean, 3 units of heavy cav gone, and one of the most crucial, you know, parts of my conflict right now. That's a very, very heavy loss. So in some ways, I mean, I do have a little bit of a respite here. The armies that are around me are small Gallic armies, 3 units here, and then it looks like maybe 4 units up here. So, you know, I definitely have the ability to beat that. However, the northern barbarian factions are starting to look a little bit united, which is a little bit concerning, I must say. The fact that the Britannians and the Germans are not at war with one another. Yeah, and they're all allies with the Gauls. They're all just friends, which is not ideal. I thought that typically the Britannians, or should I just call them the Britons, and the Germans, I thought that they would like always fight one another, and the fact that they're not doing that, and the fact that now that there's a German army just here, if they're allies with the Gauls, then it wouldn't be to fight them. So who else would it be other than me? So yeah, little frightening. There's 5 men in that army, and so separately, nothing too scary, right? 3 soldiers in this one, or 3 units. 4 units and then 5 units, but then you add it all together and you're like, okay, that's all right. Let's keep an eye on this. And also the fact that I still haven't quite, I don't really have vision yet on this full section. Like, this is kind of well covered, but this mountain pass here is still kind of in the dark. And I think that now is the time to unite my forces, bring them together here. I still have 12 men left in this Town Watch who can still guard this fort. So that's fine, but then I think we should do that, finally bring this army together, this motley crew of survivors, and attacking the Gauls here, they would just run away. But maybe that's fine. You know? Maybe it's fine to give my just to push them out and give myself some space here, so that I can perhaps return to the mountain pass and start placing either forts or watchtowers or something, just to sort of, you know, get some presence up here and in this darkness. So, because otherwise these guys would just attack Narba Martius anyway and distract me anyway, right? So, I guess, yeah, I don't know if I can reach them this turn.
Prepare for battle.
So not quite. Ooh, can we reach? Okay, actually, now I'm wondering, can we reach them again? If we can, then yes, we should just fight them.
Engage.
No!
Sir.
What about if I took the cavalry? Does that work?
Prepare
No,
for
that does not work. Oh, damn, okay. Well, there's that now. Just gonna look at each other. Just like that. Fine, fine, that didn't work. Well then. I guess we'll have to see what happens. I mean, yeah, we have the fort. If anyone, no one can go down this way without first stopping at the fort. And yeah, we'll see. Anyway, over on this side, we are about ready to take on Iuvanum. And this force also is even more haggard than my western forces. And even worse, I don't really have much in the way of reinforcements for them. These guys are all intended to be reinforcements for my western army, which I think is also pretty crucial, considering that this is where the definite war is happening. Here is this is a maybe war. You know, we might get a war up in the north soon-ish if the Germans are looking at probing in this direction, and then we end up bordering them here once we take Iuvanum. Then that's a maybe war. You know, maybe we end up there, maybe we don't. So that's a little bit concerning, but I think I need to send the soldiers that I have. I think I need to send them west. So bring 3 Town Watch, 2 Equites, and 1 Astadi. Put them on the boats, and yeah, bring them west. Narba Martius, when are you going to be able to contribute to the war effort? Your population's 1530. To reach 2,000, population growth is 5.5. That's not bad. I think Narba Martius might be ready to contribute to the war effort, maybe somewhat soon, and that could be a nice thing for us, because then we can start training. Well, Town Watch for one thing, just to sort of man forts, which would be nice. Peasants to keep the population loyalty in Narba Martius higher than it is now. And then, yeah, once we build some actual military infrastructure, then yes, some troops. So that should not be too far off. I think that 5.5 population growth is decent. And that's gonna work, not, you know, then we don't have to rely on this boat shipping things back and forth. Other than like specialty, you know, like maybe some Equites or, you know, specialty troops that I don't have access to in Narba Martius. And then, so yeah, I think taking Iuvanum is one thing. It's not much, right? But those are some decent experience, right? Three little chevrons on the warband, 2 chevrons on the naked fanatics. And the fact that I don't have a strong range contingent, thanks to my Roman archers just getting really eaten alive by those rebel general in that brigands unit. Oh, that sucked so much. So this might not be as easy as I thought it was going to be. Like it should be, but I'm wondering if I should bring Quintus Julius up to assist with that battle. That's what I'm starting to wonder. Ooh, an Astadi. Well, I guess it's too late to put him on the boat. Yeah, I think that's what I was going to do, but I don't need more Astadi. I have plenty of beaten up Astadi out. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you can go north. We might need you up here. And do we have horses? Yes, we do. Cool. Let's just bring you together. And then, yeah, I might bring Quintus Julius up. Let's go ahead and try to start this siege. Can we do it? Yes, we can.
Besieging
And how many?
settlement,
Jeez, we can only build one. Damn. Ugh. So this would last 4 turns if I waited it out, but I don't. I can't. Yeah, I can't wait that long. I do have a spy inside, so maybe he will open the door for me as well.
Engage the enemy. Settlement under siege.
No, we should bring up Quintus Julius,
Imperator.
and then he should be able to
March.
assist next turn, I think. And I would like it if the Dacians took Segestica, just to keep the Brutii in check. I don't think the Brutii and the Dacians are at war right now. No, they are not. They are at war with the Macedonians. That's good. I need the Brutii to be kept in check a little bit here. The fact that they took Salona is like, all right, like that's one thing. But then like Segestica is like, all right, hey guys, like back off. Like, come on. It's like right at my doorstep. Back off. You know, but if it draws them into a war with the Dacians, then yeah, maybe that's okay, because then they would be facing pressure. Well, yes, up here, and then from the east, from the Macedonians. Yeah, that's okay. And the Scipii still have not done anything in North Africa yet. It looks like they haven't taken Lilybaeum. Yeah. They haven't taken Syracuse either. Oh my god. The Scipii. Oh, the Scipii. It is kind of a tough start for them, isn't it? Like, they have to take a tier 3 walled city as their first objective, essentially. Or I think is it tier 2? Tier 2? Yeah. Is this a tier 3? I thought it was. Minor city. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's a tough ask in the beginning of the campaign. My diplomat down here in Spain is going to continue to try to look for the Carthaginians. I just want to talk to them a little bit. See if I can, get some map information, some trade rights perhaps. I know the Scipii are at war with them, but I don't mind. I don't mind, being friendly at least to their face. And I think that most places that can build stuff are building stuff, except for Ariminum. And, since I'm not going to be getting a discount, let's get something cheap, like some sewers. Yeah, sewers are good. It helps out with the health and the loyalty and happiness and all that good stuff. Protects against plagues. You should get some sewers. Always should get some sewers. They're not the sexiest building, right? They're not the money or the military, but it's one of those things where you don't want to fall behind on, I don't think. And I should probably, Hastati, I should train Equites, and I should keep training peasants in Mediolanium. Poor Mediolanium just has there's no glory in training peasants, and the fact that you're just like, your population is just, struggling right here, but you know what, Mediolanium, I kind of need you to train peasants, just to keep the other settlements happy so that I can tax them more. Yeah, it's not glorious work, but it needs to be done. It does. It needs to be done. Other than that, let's see. I have this spy who's working on his way. He's going to get up here just to kind of keep an eye on things. And other than that, I might be ready to end this turn. Oh, you know what? Since I do have the money, before I end this turn, let's train a diplomat in Patavium, just so that I can send him east. I feel like having just the one diplomat trying to, make his way around is a little bit haggard. So I would like to be able to talk to more people faster. So let's get another diplomat on the map. And yeah, so the fact that I can end a turn with 2,000 unspent, 2,000 denarii unspent is kind of nice. Turncoat army, what the hell is this? That a Roman general would forget his duty for gold is almost unbelievable. Our army has been sold and bought for a handful of trinkets? Who is this? Captain Tertius? What in the hell just happened? What's the army? Why? Oh, it was them, wasn't it? It was just like the Hastati and the Gallic diplomat bought them. Oh, that son of a gun. Oh, man. Wow. That's crazy. So, even though, like, it's my understanding that in Shogun and Medieval, this has all been technically possible throughout all of these games, I've never seen it happen in Shogun 1 and Medieval 1. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think if anyone's ever, like, told me that it's happened to them. So if it is, and, you know, whether you've told me or not, please remind me. Has it happened to you in Shogun 1 and Medieval 1? Have you had armies bribed away from you? This is a wake-up call. This is my first time in a Total War game where I can remember having any of my troops bribed away from me. That's, bravo, Gulls, bravo. Joe, you know what? Job well done. Interesting. Wow. I want to say cool, but like, it's not. But like, I'm interested. It's a first for me. If you do it again, I'm going to be annoyed. So don't do it again. Starting treasury. Let's see. So yep, we're sitting on almost 6,000. That feels better than it was before. Did we get anything now? Yes, finally. Quaestor, Lucius Julius. So finally, oh, not even my faction leader, it's my faction heir. Oh, okay. Office of the Quaestor, so he gets +1 management for that. Yeah, so management just gives the settlement that he's in charge of extra money, right? Like, that's all management does, I think. I gotta say, correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see if I can find an example. I don't have any governors, do I? I have 0 governor. I can't even make the point I was trying to make. Oh, it's so stupid. God. I'll make this point later, I guess. But what I was gonna say is, when it talks about, like, when it shows you your income, it will show you the management scroll, which indicates like how much you're making per scroll, I guess. And it looks like a very small number, like 2 denarii per scroll, or 3 or 4 or 5, or maybe 5 per scroll or something. I don't know. It's a very low number. So am I wrong? Like, is it fine, and then it adds up and it's okay, and it's like, oh yeah, it's good management. It adds a lot to the, you know, settlement's income or whatever. Because Acumen in Medieval 1 really did, you know, like, it was like a 10%, I want to say, per feather of Acumen. I think I would have to double check that, but whatever the number was, it definitely added, you know, like, if you got a 4 Acumen dude as a governor, you could add, like, you know, just an extra 150 or so florins, or maybe more, 200, 300, who knows. But, you know, it was a noticeable amount, and I don't know if the management is that noticeable in this game. But again, maybe I'm just looking at very small numbers of management, right? Maybe I'm not looking at someone like nope, not you. I'm trying to look at you. Maybe I'm not looking at someone with, you know, 7 scrolls of management. Maybe that's a significant number. So I would like to put him into a settlement and, yeah, see what that looks like. All right, construction, Temple of Jupiter, paved roads, all good stuff. Equipment report, yep. I can start sending this diplomat out to, yeah, just talk to the Greeks, maybe? Yeah. I don't think I need to talk to the Germans. Yeah, I think I've already talked to the Germans. Yeah, let's just go down this way. Now let's bring my spy up here and get a little bit of vision. Can we put him? So, like, this looks like high ground to me. So if I put him here, he might have greater vision. Yeah, isn't that just a cool thing? I love that. I love that you can just, like, kind of zoom in, look at this, so, this high ground, and then his vision. That seems more than it would have been on low ground. I think, but I'm pretty sure that's how this works. So yeah, that's good vision. That gives me some good. Obviously, there's a little bit of a blind spot here, but you know, there's only so much that you can do with limited resources. German diplomat, you better not bribe my town watch. Oh, better not. You better not. And now, see, I don't even have any assassins. I can't even kill this guy, this Gallic diplomat that bribed my dudes.
Imperator.
All right, let's see. You can go into Sagasta, and then let's keep bringing over
Set sail.
these guys, and they can't get there. No, they can't. And we can't lower taxes anymore. Shit. Okay.
Out
Huh. That's a little bit... okay. Well, we can get some cav back there. And this is my 20... Let's get some... A 25-man unit of equites. Yeah. Let's do that. That seems necessary. And is this Gallic army gonna let me fight them, or am I just gonna continue to chase them out? The fact that I don't have any vision on the German army is exactly what I was afraid of. Because, you know, of the dark space that I keep talking about, so... I should just kill them. I should just kill them.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, let's get rid of them. 2 warband, 1 skirmisher. Nice and easy.
And so it begins. We Romans never seek war, but having come to battle, we will not leave until it is over. The Gauls fool themselves and think they are our equals or better. I think they have.
Okay, we don't need to listen to all of this, but
this army is
it's really cool that that's the watchtower. We're fighting like right at my watchtower, and there it is. Look at that. It's so cool. I did not know this. I didn't know that you could just fight like a watchtower map where it's just right there. That's really cool. And then yeah, the mountains too. Like the texture's a little bit weird, but it's a certain it is a sense of grandeur that you don't quite have in Medieval 1 and Shogun 1. You know? Like you don't get this feeling of being surrounded by, you know, and then you look up and you're like, oh, that's the mountain. Like you do get some pretty big mountains in Medieval 1, don't get me wrong. But I don't know, just you don't get this sense of scale, I think. Anyway, enough marveling. I don't really want to be right on the watchtower, as cool as it is. Unless I can just race to the top of it, then fight downhill from there. That's an option. Maybe. But yeah, actually maybe. Yeah, maybe I just race the top, and if they're already there, then I can surround them and kill them. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. Now that we are all formed up, let's go ahead and let's see. They're not okay. There they are. So no point in fighting on the hill. I have to imagine we're gonna have to go to them. So let's get set up. Let's face them, and hopefully they don't. Are they just gonna run away? That would suck. Now, rather than just marching straight at them and fighting up the steepest part of the slope that they decided to park on, I'd rather always go around them. You know, it's just something that I had to learn in Shogun 1 and then relearn in Medieval 1, and it's always better this way. Just, even if the slope is gradually better, still take it. Take the gradually better slope rather than fighting on their terms, if you can help it. We might get our engagement here, and that's fine by me. So let's get my cavalry around the sides. You are set to skirmish, are you not? Yes, you are. And then let's get my faction leader around to the side, and yeah, if their skirmishers want to back up, that's fine by me. My velites are going to continue to try to bring them forward a little bit here. If we can just draw them into a charge. I mean, at this point, I have the height advantage, so that could work well. I can bring my flanks in a little bit like this, and a little bit like this. And they want to back up. Okay. Well, in that case, let's see if we can... Never mind. Nope. They reacted to that. Yeah, if they want to get sucked right back into my army here. Now they're taking Pelum from all sides, javelins from the front. Yeah, they're having a hard time figuring out what they want to do here. Let's go here and then here. And I don't want them to charge into my general. Let's see. You can pick off the skirmishers now. And then, yeah, general can get back. And then infantry can try to intercept here. Yeah, they might overwhelm that unit right there. And then let's get a charge on that side. And then there we go. Nice. There we go. Nice and easy. Job well done. We did only lose 10 men and healed 2 casualties, but from our, was it the barbarian mercenaries? Really? Huh, okay. Must have took a couple javelins from the skirmishers.
Victory!
Alright, so now that's dealt with, can we like make it any distance back? Yes we can. That's good. We can actually get back a little bit here, and now this boat can also start making its way back home.
Set sail!
Yeah, I want it to at least be hanging out in a port, just because I'm always worried about those pirate navies. And I think we're probably ready up here as well to finish this off. As long as I'm okay with attacking with only one ram. That's the one thing that has me a little bit nervous. One ram, I should just do it. I don't want to waste too much time up here. So yeah, it looks like I did not get the gate opened by the spy, but we already know what's inside. So let's go in and finally, let's take Iuvanum.
And will die as easily as
Even though I only have a small handful of archers here, I would rather wait for it to not be snowing or raining or whatever that is.
I have never lost
So let's see, is that clear weather?
Why should I start losing
It's always
now?
funny how it takes a little second for it to clear up a little bit.
Another victory
And
in
that
hand.
looks...
We go now to our bloody business.
It's hard to tell sometimes if that's... Yeah, I liked it better in Shogun and Medieval when it told you what the weather was, and so you didn't have to try to squint and see if there's raindrops happening. You could just kind of... It would tell you fine or whatever, fine weather, calm weather. And here you have to kind of like look and squint. It's like, it's kind of annoying sometimes. This looks like a fine place to attack from, just because that tower over there, that arrow tower that is, gives me a lot of room to work with, so that I can just move my ram right on over here and get through the gates easy enough. Now that we are at the gates, we can start battering our way through. My 18 archers are already starting to take pot shots at these war bands out here. I think they started with 120 men in their unit, so I think my archers already shot down 7 of them. I will take it, but now they're a little bit blocked up. It is interesting how like this little structure here is enough to sort of block this firing angle. I know I could get around it and, you know, shoot from the sides perhaps, but it's probably not that important. However, what I will do is I will pick this this battering ram back up, and then I will go ahead and make another hole in the wall, perhaps over here, just because I always am going to want more than one entry point.
The walls are down.
Now that we do have,
on to victory.
as I was saying, now that we do have 2 gaps in the wall, let's go ahead and get some Asadi moved up. I don't really like having Asadi throw their pilum through that gate, just because it's a little bit too, it's a little too small, I think. I feel like the gate, I don't know, I feel like the structure kind of ends up blocking some pilum. Maybe I'm just imagining that, but that's how it feels sometimes. This, however, this feels a bit more wide open, so let's get some Asadi up there, and yeah, I should probably, ooh, we got some naked fanatics there moving up, and oh, they've taken some attrition because of the siege. That's why. Okay, I was wondering. I thought my archers shot down 7 warband in like 1 volley. Now I'm like, oh no, nope, that was from attrition. I got it. Now let's start throwing some pilum. Oh yeah, those were some good tosses. Yeah, that was a good toss. And maybe we can get a good toss in here as well. Yeah, that's some good damage. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take advantage of this. Let's run on in here and then here.
Our soldiers have captured the walls!
And
Now is the time to press on and capture
all
this
right, yep.
place!
Let's go ahead. Let's run in here and then here. And now let's form up a line here. Here, you guys can start running again. And yeah, if they want to charge in here, and we can get a good little sandwich, that'd be nice. Or not, they want to run back, okay. Hey, if we want to get some pelham tosses in here, that'd be really nice. And yeah, they want to go for my mercenaries. That's fine, let's charge in. They're starting to break, yep, let's go. Can we run down any of them? Nope, we can't run down any of them. God, that's so stupid. Oh, the pathfinding is just so funny sometimes. It's like you could have gotten a good, nice little charge there, but no. Alright, let's bring up my cav so that won't happen again. I want to be able to run down most of these units the next time we get a break. And now it looks like it's starting to rain. Okay, that's interesting. So there is a little bit of intermittent weather here in this game. I feel like in Medieval it was too much. In Medieval Total War it was just way too random, I want to say, just because you could have, you could pick the weather and you could be like, I want calm weather, right? And then like immediately during the deployment phase it would start raining, and that's too much. That's too much. It's nice to have a bit of, like, you know, some variety and some randomness to it. That's always good and fun, but having it change like before the battle even starts is that's a bit too crazy. It makes it so that you can't even use certain units, right? Like if you're depending on using a gunpowder, you just can't use your gunpowder in that battle. So I'm fine in this case. Like if you're gonna bring in some rain, you know, halfway through the battle, yeah, that's sometimes how battle worked. But yes, that warband is now pretty much gone. There's only a few guys left in it, leaving pretty much just the naked fanatics and some peasants. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now they're thinking about sending their peasants in. Well, we are beginning to get our guys lined up here. I mean, sending in the cavalry for a charge in on peasants seems like a pretty easy. And they want to take their naked fanatics for a little bit of a walk. Okay. Huh. Interesting. I'm tempted to run up with my infantry and then have... No, they're just gonna hang back there? Okay. Let's have my guys come there, and then... What do we have? 7 warbands. And... the town square, and yeah, now the naked fanatics want to react. So let's get back with my 2 generals. And we don't have any more pelham left, but we can still tempt them off of the yeah, there we go. That's what I want to see. Yeah, get the naked fanatics to charge in. And let's try to break them this way, here, and then here. And yeah,
General flees.
there we go.
Forward, so the spirit of
Chopped. Yeah, they're dying like flies. Yeah, they have good attack and good charge, but those naked fanatics just can't stand up to anything. And there we go. Awesome. Shortly, Iuvanum will now be ours. And that'll do it. All right. So we did lose 48 men, and let's see, 7 of them from the barbarian mercenaries is going to be healed up, and then 1 Hastati, okay? And you know what? Even though Iuvanum is, you know, not very valuable on the surface, let's see, Senate mission successful. We got our Triarii unit. Hell yeah. So what are we making here? Making 594 on normal taxes? Yeah, I'll take it. And roads, I don't feel like I need to build roads right now. That I feel like can just end up helping my potential enemies. Remember, my maybe enemies. And yeah, we're bordering the German territories like all around except for the Dacians here on my east. So yeah, this is going to be like a potential bulwark against potential enemies. And that's fine. I don't think we're going to get anything from this here. This seems like it's pretty well choked off between the river and the mountain. And then, so we have to put a fort here to guard this river crossing. And then other than that, would a fort be enough to cover this? I think it might. And that's not bad. Just 2 forts to cover this entire province. That's okay, I think. And the thing is, one thing I like about the population mechanic, one of my favorite things about the population mechanic in this game is that it makes having settlements, even a settlement that you might kind of look at and scoff at and be like, nah, it's not, it's kind of not an important settlement. There's still value in building it up because you still need places to provide manpower. It's still something that, you want those numbers pumping out, right? And they need to come from somewhere. Yes, it's good to have a core group of settlements that can produce, your cream of your crop, right? Your best troops, your upgraded troops, your best characters with the academies and all that stuff. But there's still value in getting a settlement up to a large town, just so that you can get even some of the basics, right? Whatever they are, the basic skirmishers that your faction has, the basic melee units, the basic light cav units. There's also value in that as well. So, getting places like Iuvanum, on the surface, it seems like it's, a little bit underwhelming. Narbro Martius at least will get a port eventually, so it will make money eventually. But even Iuvanum, hey, at some point, I'm going to need it to, provide some manpower for me. And for that reason, it's worth protecting. It's worth, owning. And of course, I'm going to need it for my victory conditions anyway. On that note, can I actually, let's see here. So, Spy should probably, I'm a little bit more nervous of the Germans than I am the Dacians. So let's yeah, let's send the Spy here. Oh, okay. It's just 1 skirmisher warband, nothing to be too concerned about. And it's not, oh, it's a bridge too, okay. Interesting. We have ourselves a bridge. Well, I feel like
Orders.
They do have a lot of movement range, don't they? What I feel like doing is putting a fort here. Just because it's a little bit closer to home. Let's send you.
Orders.
Oh no, I can send this barbarian mercenary.
Orders.
Yeah, just come out here.
Imperator.
Say like here and then build a fort.
Prepare fortification.
And are they going to be able to sneak by that?
Sir. Onward. Imperator. Orders.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Well, I guess I'll find out. Is that, huh, I'm just noticing this. Is that like box right there? The, like, what do you call it? Like the command zone or whatever it's called? I can't, yeah, it's escaping me right now, but is that, I've never noticed this graphic visual right here. Is that, do all the forts have this? I'm like, never noticed this before. I'm not talking about the grayed out thing, like the where it looks like it's, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, huh.
Sir.
If you click, okay, if I click on the unit inside, let's see if that's what did it.
Sir.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing the same graphic visual thing. Is it here? Yeah, am I just hallucinating, or are you guys seeing,
General.
that edge right there? I wonder if that, yeah, I don't know. I was wondering if that determined anything, but maybe not. Maybe not. I'm just trying to see if anyone can get by my fort here, but I guess we'll find out. I could technically send my faction heir over to this bridge and plop a fort down, but I'm a little bit worried that I'm not going to be allowed to do that just because my spy's standing right on the bridge there. I don't want to end up like I was down here where I was, you know, unable to build the fort and I was kind of caught out a little bit. You know, that would be really awkward, especially for my faction heir, right? I've already lost 3 family members. I don't want to be losing more. Not that I, you know, think he would lose to this, but, you know, who knows? There could be other darker, deeper secrets lurking in the forests. So I think I'll just wait till next turn before I scoot out and put a fort down there. That seems a-okay with me. And this is what I wanted to talk about. So with his, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scrolls of management, what are we getting? 118 denarii per turn? That doesn't seem like a lot, does it? But then again, Iuvanum, you know, it's probably not the most lucrative province. So, you know, maybe that's not a good indicator. Maybe if you put him somewhere else, you know, like Arretium, for instance, you know, maybe that makes a much bigger difference. So, yeah, that's something I'll continue to keep a look at that. And also, you know, when I'm kind of comparing it to Medieval 1 and talking about, you know, the acumen of characters in Medieval 1, maybe the idea in Rome was to kind of tone that down a little bit and make it more special and unique for characters to have high management, you know? Like, this is my faction leader, only 4. So, like, maybe it's an effort to make this more, you know, stand out, right? You know, like, this is good. Like, this is really good. Getting 7's a good number. Whereas in Medieval, it seemed like you could kind of get, like, good acumen on a lot of units. But with that, it was every single unit had this. Every single unit had a captain that could be a governor, for instance. Here, it's just your characters, so it's more special, I suppose, and you know, rare, just because the number of characters is less. Now I can finally build the Governor's Palace, now that the paved roads is finished here in Patavium. 3 turns, 1,600 denarii. Yes, absolutely. Let's get that going. And I never did build the tier 1 practice range, did I? Oh, that's kind of haggard, considering that the whole point of this was to rush to archers. I still have to build that now. Oh well. So Governor's Palace, practice range, and then I can get the next tier of skirmisher building, whatever that is. Skesta, you still can't build anything except for barracks. Don't care about that. Arretium. How far are you off? So you're like, you know, a little over 1,000 away before you can get to the next tier. And in the meantime, getting a blacksmith is not a bad idea because it does upgrade the light weapons and heavy weapons. So if this is just a categorization, which I'm starting to believe that's all this is all this does is categorize between the different unit types. Heavy weapons, gosh, seems like most units have light weapons. It says, right? Weapon type, heavy. Oh, I take that back, I guess. Heavy for Astati. Light for peasants, that makes sense. Light for Triarii. So what's the deal with that? See, heavy for Hastati seems like... Are they considering the Pilum? You know, because his primary is a Gladius. Whereas the Triarii, his primary is a Spear. That's a weird categorization, isn't it? So the Hastati would be getting upgrades from the heavy categorization. But it doesn't matter anyway. For the blacksmith, it's, you know... It's a light and heavy, but I think that there are, for instance, like shrines for some of the barbarian factions that will just upgrade one or the other. You know? And so for them, it would say like maybe it only upgrades light weapons. And then you're like, okay, well, so it won't upgrade my Hastati? Really? That's kind of weird, isn't it? And so like Equites, yeah, they're light as well. Yeah, it's kind of a weird categorization of things, isn't it? And we can finally talk to the Carthaginians. Hooray! Hey, look at this. Alright, let's see. So we have 5 influence. Let's see if we can get some money from these guys. Start with 1,000 maybe? Yeah? And they would rather just give us 280 denarii. All right, well let's see if we can work with this. Okay, we've talked them down from asking us for money to now they will finally offer 170. So I'll accept that. That's okay. At least we made something. And now my diplomat, you know what? You know what? I feel like just having them hang out here in Cordoba. Are the Spanish and the Carthaginians, they're at war, aren't they? They are. I'm sure of it. They're not at war. With the Spanish. They're at war with the Numidians and the Romans. Huh. But there's a Spanish army just hanging out right here. Okay. Interesting. What do the Carthaginians have? A bunch of round shield cavalry, some town militia, Theophanes, 3-star general. And then here, no, that's someone else. That's a diplomat. Yeah, I might just leave him there. It's something that I don't mind having diplomats just hang out at other faction settlements just to kind of keep an eye on them. And that way I can also have, I always have like an ear with them, right? If I ever need to talk to the Carthaginians for whatever reason, there they are, right? I don't need to spend another 10 turns walking out to go see them. I can just talk to them. And I might start doing that with the Gauls and the Germans and the Britons as well, as soon as I can afford it. And the time might be now. I feel like I'm somewhat comfortable now with the money that I'm making. And it's only going to get better, isn't it? So I may as well start pumping out more diplomats to go hang out with other factions. And I can also send more east just to cover more ground. I'm actually kind of afraid of sending my units out to go like anywhere else without a general to escort them, because I'm worried that they're going to get bribed by this Gallic diplomat. Yeah, I don't want my Triarii to get bribed. That would suck. But I can't get assassins until I get a minor city. So it's gonna be a while. Oh, come on, just go away. I don't want you to be here anymore. I mean, what are the chances they have more money? They must have had to spend a, decent chunk of money to get those 2 units. Maybe. I almost forgot as well. So, Iuvanum, your shrine that you have is a shrine to Isis, and this is gonna give happiness and law. Well, that's the same as my shrine to Jupiter, isn't it? So I may as well tear you down. For those of you who are new to this game, so the idea is that these buildings all have cultures associated with them, depending on what the culture is, whether it's, barbarian or Roman or Eastern, I think, or Greek, and African, maybe, are the cultures. Whatever they are, you can visually tell what they are because they look different. In the pictures here, but also on the battlefield itself, you can, obviously tell the difference between the cultures' buildings. And some settlements can have different buildings from different cultures, depending on who's owned it and who's built their own stuff, which is just a really cool thing. I just really love it. It's awesome. But the idea is that you should also be like destroying these buildings to get rid of that culture penalty. It's something that I'm still getting used to myself. It's something that I haven't had to do in Shogun or Medieval, so it's still kind of something that I'm not, wrapping my head around when it comes to thinking, oh yeah, I need to get rid of it. For some buildings, you can't get rid of them. You just have to like build the next tier of like roads or walls. I don't think you can destroy, well, you can repair walls. But yeah, so like with a shrine though, you can definitely destroy the shrine. Trader, I can destroy the trader, although I'd rather not, I'd rather, I think, just upgrade these things. The Warrior's Hold, for instance, is one that cannot be destroyed. I just have to get the next tier of town, essentially, at that point, because that's the only way you can upgrade this building is to get a next tier of town. But yeah, with this, though, I think I should destroy it, which could cause some issues. But since I have an army inside already, it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, I think Shrine to Ceres is what I want to keep doing here with these small towns. You know, 1,300 people. Let's just get the Shrine to Ceres, get that population growth going, so that it can contribute to the war effort a little bit faster. Something that I'm going to have to get around to eventually is putting a fort here in this little mountain pass between the mountains and the sea, just because now that, you know, it's for certain that my eastern border is going to be either the Brutii or the Dacians or both of them, yeah, this is going to be something that I'm going to have to just hold on to. This fort can be gotten rid of soon. Not quite yet. I think I want to make sure that this is secured first, this little bridge. Once this is secured, then I feel good about this settlement as a whole, this Noricum, the settlement, the province or whatever. And I want to make sure that nothing can slip past me and, you know, get to my vital cities that almost are completely undefended, really, in some ways. And so, yeah, that's something that I will get around to eventually. But for now, I think I just want to end this turn, and I want to see what the Senate's next mission for me is going to be. So, yeah, let's see what happens here. He's not going to bribe. Oh my god, he's going to bribe me? He didn't. Okay, it didn't work this time. And now the Germans are trying to bribe me too? And now the Dacians and the Germans are at war. Ooh, oh, okay. Senate mission assigned. Okay, wow, I've not seen this one before. Obtain map information. Interesting. The Senate asks that you send a diplomat to this faction and negotiate a treaty to obtain map information to extend Rome's knowledge of the world. Games will be thrown in your honor at the Senate's expense. Yeah, it's time for me to end this episode if I can't talk anymore. Interesting. I've not seen that as a mission before. And that actually could prove to be more difficult now because I'm starting to get the feeling that they're like ready to start war with me, right? Is anyone else getting that feeling? Also, can he get by? That doesn't look like he can get by, does it? I think he's been blocked. Otherwise, that yellow would extend, you know, further because he can go all the way back here, but he can't go all the way here. So I think that worked. Good. 2 units. It does seem like the Germans are kind of ready to pounce, doesn't it? And this German diplomat really looked like he was trying to bribe my factionaire there. Which is interesting because in medieval Total War, characters, family members cannot be bribed. That's one of the things. Generals can and regular dudes can, but not characters. In this game, where does that line get drawn somewhere? Because this is my faction heir. Like, you would think if there's a line that gets drawn, it would be here. But is there no line on this? Like, you can't, I'm sure I'm assuming here that you cannot bribe faction leaders, correct? That would be dumb. But, faction heirs? A little bit of a gray area, perhaps. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know what you know. And yeah, this is good. The whole, yeah, getting map information from the Germans at this point might be a little bit tricky, wouldn't it? It might be.
Sir.
I mean, I have a guy here that can go up and talk to them, so I'm not too far away. Yeah, there's some more German diplomats as well. Or maybe you could get up there faster. Yeah. So yeah, let's get you moving up in this direction. And let's see if I can get that map information. If I have to spend some money on it, that's fine. Also, this is going to be a chance for me to see. So the reward would be games thrown in my honor at the Senate's expense. So this is the one that I didn't get a chance to check out last time. I think I was offered this as a reward for Salona, I believe. So I didn't get to test this out. But if I can achieve this mission, if I can complete this mission, then it can perhaps give me oh right, that's right. I was wondering if it either made my population happier or if I got a population boost. And it was suggested by one of my viewers that I would get a boost to my population order to my lowest population order settlement, but he didn't know if it lasted for like a turn or two. Oh my god, damn it. Oh, jeez. Look at this. In one turn. Look at this. Alright, so Balenas of Garuma. So we have a 4-unit army, including another general guy. God damn. Barbarian cavalry. Oh, that's not that bad. Why does he look... He's a character. Wouldn't that be a general's bodyguard? But that just says barbarian cavalry. Huh, that's a little bit confusing. Because that's the difference between this and this, is that this has a general and this doesn't have a general, right? He's a 3-star... Yes, 3-star. It should be a general's bodyguard, right? Right? And the other unit that we know of is the Naked Fanatics. Okay. And then what about here? 2 Naked Fanatics, 2 Barbarian Peasants, 1 Rebel General. See, it's funny that this doesn't get like a general person, like a face, right? Unless he's a like historical character. Is that what it is? Is that what's going on here? Garumna. Belenus of Garumna. Huh, that's a little bit interesting. Anyway, that's kind of a lot to deal with. My goodness. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate because in my last turn I just trained peasants everywhere just because I was ready to stop taking... I was ready to take the burden off of Mediolanium, and I want to get my garrison levels and all of my settlements up to 80% for, you know, just using my peasants, right? So I didn't train soldiers. I have, you know, some units already, Hastati, Triarii, Equites, but that's it. I just have those 3 combat units in my southern regions here, and I need to bring this army all the way down from Iuvanum to deal with these brigands. Ay, ay, ay. Oh man, that's kind of gnarly. That spreads me a little bit thin, especially considering the certain, you know, the look of the Germans right now. Luckily, the Dacians are kind of distracting them a little bit. I like that. Oh, wow. And the Dacians didn't take Segestica? So now the Brutii are going to just sweep right on in? Oh, come on, guys. Lame. Are they at war? They're not, because I would have saw that message for it. Yeah. Yeah, damn. Well, at least the Dacians... How long is this going to last? 4 turns? This is a decent-sized Dacian army, so they should take Lovesick. Yeah, there's only 2 units. The Dacians should take that. Huh. Well, I hope that distracts the Germans enough for me to solidify my presence here in Iuvanum and then send this army down here to deal with these brigands before swooping back up to protect against any potential attack on Iuvanum. While that is all happening, I'm going to have to continue to solidify my presence here. And, ooh, who is sieging Massilia? I can't see, but someone's trying to take Massilia. I mean, I would assume that would be the Gauls, but is that German army that was kind of floating around here? Huh. The Germans might be kind of creeping in here. Okay. Interesting. Well, I guess I have further incentive to get some map information from the Germans because I need to know what they're doing and what they're up to. But you know what? That is all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one and thank you very much for watching. This has been Conasip playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much and goodbye.